Gentlemen, and ladies, welcome. I'm back. My name's Matt for OilersFanReaction. Thank you for stopping by and saying hi. Today we're going to talk about the schedule. I know it's late and I haven't really done much. I'm sorry. I apologize. Summer sucks. Being sick during the summer is the worst thing possible. I am feeling better. I'm able to breathe. I'm able to go 10 minutes without coughing. It feels good. Any whoosies, we're going to talk about the Oilers schedule because it is a big topic to talk about right now, and I think I think this is the easiest schedule the Oilers have ever had. I'm going to be honest. In the 25 plus years that I've been covering the Edmonton Oilers, I think this is the easiest schedule the Oilers have ever had coming into the season. Now, first off, we start opening night October 8th against the Calgary Flames. It's a home game versus Calgary. That's an 8 o'clock start. I'll be here live enjoying it. And then we go to Vancouver on the 11th. Now, this is where it gets fun. This is where it gets interesting for me. There's 13 back-to-backs this year. That's right, 13 back-to-backs. We have probably the second, I think I look back, we have either the second or third most back-to-backs. We travel the most out of any team in the NHL, and that includes the teams going to Europe to start the season. Now, first set of back-to-backs is October 18th and 19th. New Jersey, Detroit. East Coast swing. Best thing about the Oilers schedule this season, we get done the East Coast before December. I think our last East Coast swing is like middle December. So from January, February, March, and into April, we don't go east. So our biggest travel is done at the beginning half of the year, which will bode well come playoff time. Less travel on the boys, maybe a little healthier. Now, like I said, 13 back-to-backs. The first back-to-backs is October 18th, 19th, Jersey, Detroit. And then the second back-to-back is the 25th, 26th, Seattle, Vancouver. Now, looking at this, it's, like I said, it's a pretty favorable matchup. Our first road trip is a 5-game road trip, 5 games over 8 days. We get a break in between every game. So, cannot really complain about that. I mean, except for the 18-19. But we're in New York. We're not really traveling anywhere. From New York to New Jersey, what is it, like 10-minute drive, 20-minute drive? On a bus? Aye. So yeah, you got the 14th, the 16th, the 18th. So 3 games in 5 nights. Not too shabby. Then you get 4 games in 6 nights. It works out. And then you go to Ottawa, and then you're home against Montreal, and then you're again in Seattle, Vancouver, back-to-back. And then you got Utah, and you got the Rangers again. And then going on, you got Chicago, the back-to-backs in the Central against the St. Louis Blues and the Dallas Stars. Then you're at home for Colorado, you're at home for 2, then you're on the road. The big road trip this year is November. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games, a 8-game roadie, 2 back-to-backs. That'll be the death one. I think if there's a stretch for the Oilers, that'll be the death nail, or where you really need them to be healthy. It is this 8-game stretch from November 12th to the 22nd. You're on the road. You're in Philly. You're in Columbus, Carolina, Buffalo, Washington, Tampa, Florida. That there's the measuring stick, as they say. That's your measuring stick. Okay? And of course, that's your measuring stick, so that's the road trip that circle on your calendar. By the end of the road trip, the Oilers need to be here. Now, we go along, we're going into December now. Then we're at home for a bit. And then we're on the road again, sporadically on the road, at home for 2, on the road for 2. And then we're at home. And we're already into January. And then we end January at home with our longest homestand. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8 games at home. And then we go to February, we get 4 games in February, 5 games in February. The Olympics this year, we get the Olympic break. We get that month Olympic break. We get Maple Leafs on the Tuesday, the Flames on the Wednesday, and then we're done until we go to Anaheim on the 25th and LA on the 26th. Yes, we go into the break on a back-to-back and we come out of the break on a back-to-back. But let's be realistic, let's be honest. It's going to be a break that every team is going to need. We go into March. March is going to be fine. Look at that. Look at how March works. Ottawa, Carolina, we're on the road for 4. Again, we play St. Louis on a back-to-back night every time. I think, I looked at the schedule, every time we play the Blues, we are either game 1 of the back-to-back or game 2 of the back-to-back against the Blues. Makes no sense to me, but it is what it is. We move on. And then we're at home for 4, on the road for 2, at home for 2, 4, on the road for 3, and at home to end the year against the Vancouver Canucks. Now, depending on what happens, the Vancouver Canucks could be a playoff team this year. We start October 8th and we end April 16th, regular season-wise. Now, again, I think the Oilers are going to be one of the top 3 teams in the Pacific again. One of my next videos I'm going to be putting out will be my way too early predictions. Now, again, to address the goaltending situation, I don't see it as a problem. The only team that has been able to solve Stuart Skinner in the playoffs has been the Florida Panthers. I'm going to do a little... It's not a spoiler. It's not a prediction. It's a spoiler. Florida's not going to be a good team this year. They're going to make the playoffs, sure, but they're not going to have a deep run. I just feel they're not. And I don't care, come at me, say, oh, you're just bitter. I'm not bitter. They're the best team so far. They're the best team right now. They're the best team in the NHL right now. They are the best team. They're the Stanley Cup champions back-to-back. Can't take anything away from them. I just don't think they're going to be back-to-back-to-back champions. They're going to be much like the Pittsburgh Penguins, much like the Chicago Blackhawks before them, much like the LA Kings. You got your run, and then you're done. You disappear for almost 5, 6, 7 years, and then you're going to come back. Everybody wants to talk about, well, Pittsburgh Penguins and Sidney Crosby. Why couldn't McDavid do it? Crosby won 2. Disappeared for a long time. Go back and check. Go back and check. After Crosby won those 2 cups when he first came in the league, what did Pittsburgh do for the next 10 years? Oh, you don't talk about that. First round exit, first round exit, first round exit, second round exit, first round exit, first round exit, first round exit. Yeah, you made the playoffs. First round exit, first round exit, first round exit. And then you won back-to-back again. And then first round exit, missed the playoffs. Hey, don't shoot the messenger. Shoot the message. Anyways, guys, that's my little take on the Oilers' schedule. I think this is easily the best schedule the Oilers have ever had in probably a decade and a half. Possibly in their entire, since expansion. Like, since 2000. I'm going to say the last 25 years. I'm going to say this is probably the easiest Oilers schedule that they've had. Yes, there's travel. That's because we're the northmost team. We travel the most. We just got to get over the fact of that. Now, will Connor McDavid sign? Yes. How much will he sign? I don't know. My heart, I'm saying he gets 8 years and anywhere between 16 and 20 million. I'm hoping he signs for the 16, 17 million mark. But some people have been telling me it's closer to 20. But I think it'll be a 8-year. Pick the dollar figure. If it's anything less than 8, the Oilers have to reevaluate themselves. If he signs for 4 years, they better win 2 of the next 4. And again, it's going to come down to goaltending, and it's going to come down to trade deadline. I think what the Oilers have now in goaltending will be good enough, suffice enough. If they don't face Florida again in the finals, They could beat any team aside from Florida. We got a team we beat every year, LA Kings. Florida just has our number. They play that style that we can't adapt to. Now, saying all that, trade deadline this year may be the most pivotal deadline it has ever been. If the Oilers are good and in first place in the Pacific Division, I don't think we need to talk about goaltending. If Stuart Skinner is elite this year, he doesn't need to be okay. I'm done with the okay Stuart Skinner. You need to be elite. You need to have a save percentage of above 9. You need that. My friend, you need it. You can't have stinkers this year. He has to have a goals against average under 2. You need to be in the top 5 goaltending and save percentage, goaltending and goals against average, top 5. Because you're going to be there in wins. You play for the Edmonton Oilers, you're going to get those wins. I will preface this and I'll caveat this. If the Oilers are healthy and the Oilers don't have their November slump, their October doobie-doobies, if they don't have the October and November slow-ass starts, there's no excuse for Stuart Skinner not to be a top 5 goalie stats-wise. Now, it's all written out in pen and paper that the Oilers are going to have an easy schedule to start. There's no excuse. Start on time. For once in the last 7 years, start on time. Anyways, taking up enough of your time. My name is Matt for OilersFanReaction. We got some things coming down the pipeline. Sorry, like I said, 12 minutes. You guys have a good night, have a good day, have a good afternoon. It is Sunday, August 17th. We will see you guys very shortly with another video. Miss talking to y'all. Enjoy your summer, whatever's left of it. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying your summer, doing some vacationing, some family time, enjoying life. I know I have. We'll see you guys soon. October is just around the corner. We are 54 days away from puck drop. Who's excited? I am. Deuces.